Hey guys, Garrett97 again, and I'm back with part 6 of the Q&A Ask Me Anything thing. So anyone who was starting to worry that I didn't do it anymore, well, I've just been very busy with other kinds of reviews and stuff. So here we go with part 6. Starting off with Tucker O'Donnell's question, what do you think of Gundam build fighters? Well, I think I kind of answered it already with the question about my favorite alternate universes, but I absolutely love this series, and I really hope we're going to get a second season. I think it hasn't been confirmed, but it has been hinted at that maybe they'll do a second season, and simply I love it for every single reason. You know, first of all, the series itself is very good. I wasn't expecting that at all. I was expecting, you know, I don't know how to put this, Gundams fighting each other without too much of a story going on. You know, I was expecting for the worst, but we actually got the best. It has a great story, likable characters, some good motivation. Actually, some bit of character development going on, even with the main character, something I wasn't expecting at all. So the series itself is good. 2, it gave us some really nice extra versions of existing mobile suits, like the Fenice and other kinds of things. And the other ones, well, they're, of course, the Gym Sniper K9. Those are 2 of my favorite ones from that series. And 3, thanks to that series, we got a lot of mobile suits we otherwise wouldn't have gotten. The one that immediately comes to mind is the second version of the Strike, the Ale Strike now. So it's great for all kinds of reasons. We're going to get a new Goof, which is also fantastic. And so really, I can't love Gundam Build Fighters enough, both as a series in its own right and also for what it did for some of the more obscure Gunpla, and who knows which one of those cameos we're gonna get next. Then moving on to Scar. Ever got into the Frame Arm series from good old Kotobukiya? I mean the actual models. I already saw you got some of the weapons. No, and as of right now, I don't really think I'm gonna buy any of the, well, of the actual mechs. I've seen some of them and they look really nice, but they're also pretty expensive, and right now I really want to focus on Gundam. And if I'm gonna buy some non-Gundam model kits, well, those are also already kind of filled out which ones I'm gonna buy next. I'm really planning to get some Evangelion model kits. I've actually been wanting to get them for a while, but every time I wanted to pick one up, they were always out of stock. It's typical bad luck. So I don't think I'm gonna get them ever, to be honest. I would say not in the immediate future, but really keeping it realistic, I think I'm not gonna get them. They're too expensive. Granted, they do look really nice. As for the weapons, you know, guess why I bought the weapons? They are compatible with a certain series, and I think I might pick up a few of those weapon sets again in the future. But as for the actual models, no. Once again, they do look really awesome. I saw one of those basic frames, and even just the frame looked really awesome. But you know, there is the price. Then, next up, Otonashi, do you ever paint... Oh, already answered that one. Yes. Favorite Gundam? Strike Noir. No doubt about it. For all... Well, pretty much for so many reasons. 1, it's an awesome Gundam. It looks fantastic. 2, the series is fantastic and is hands down the best Seed series ever. Also, the main character gets more character development than Kira Yamato does in entire Gundam Seed Destiny, or any main character in Gundam Seed Destiny. And 3, the thing actually won me second place in the first contest. Yeah, I think it was the first contest HLJ had. And it won me the real great RX-78 so I can't love the Strike Noir enough. Then, favorite non-Gundam mobile suit. Wait, I think I already answered this one somewhere down the line, but the Gym Sniper 2 K9 with the normal backpack, not with the dead dog stuck to his back. Favorite model kit. Oof, that's a difficult one. You know, that's really not an easy one to answer. The Gym Sniper 2 K9 was fucking awesome. The Ale was awesome. But the Strike Noir model is also really great. So I guess for 1/144th scale, I think it's the tie between the Gym Sniper 2 K9 and the new Strike Gundam. Or no, the Strike Rouge. I think the Strike Rouge at the moment is a bit better than the Strike because the color scheme is much better. So for 1/44th scale, it's really a tie between those two because the Gym Sniper 2 K9 comes with a lot of accessories, but the Strike Rouge has the the ability to use a lot of other things with the striker pack. So the Strike Noir has more potential, whereas the Gym Sniper 2 K9 has more that it comes with. So that's really a tie between those two. As for Muscle Weight, once again I'm going to go with the Strike Noir. That thing was great at Muscle Weight. I loved it, loved building it, so that's definitely one of my favorite Muscle Weights out there. Then first model kit, answer that one. Favorite food, pizza. Preferably with a lot of bacon and cheese and ham, and that's about it. Then next up, from Daniel Yatabe, what was the first Gunpla you built and how did it turn out? Do I really want to show how it turned out? You know what? It's nearby, so I'll grab it. Presenting for your viewing pleasure, my 1/100 scale Death Scythe, and well, this one isn't too bad, there aren't too many bad nut marks on there, kinda. The panel lining, well, on the mouth was done later on. It's something I did a few years later. The V-fin has snapped, the beam side has snapped. I'm pretty sure I still had the other half somewhere. I tried to glue it at some point, but it took the silver chroma, so here's a point of advice. The chroming does not react well to glue. The sight is loose as all hell. I do have all the effect parts, but they're in my storage box where I keep all the spare parts. So the effect parts are all still there. I don't think I still have that thing that went in there, the spare sight. And well, it's missing half of its foot armor there. But overall, this is definitely the best one of my first model kits. If you watch the previous ones, I'm not really sure anymore which one was my first. So it's either this one or, presenting definitely the worst of the two, half a Sandrock with the right upper arm of Death Scythe. Yeah, look at that fantastic paint job. Look at it. Oh man, I was such a good painter when I was, I don't know, 11, 12. Yes. And well, it snapped here, the backpack is missing, the shield is missing. I still have all two of his heat shuttles. And as for Death Scythe, the reason I'm not going to show him is currently Death Scythe is in a box, and my dad kind of lost that box with a bunch of other boxes, which are somewhere. So I remember he stored a box somewhere, because this was in our warehouse, and so the box is somewhere in the warehouse where we keep all of our old junk stuff and for our store. So it's somewhere there, and I distinctly remember that I painted my Death Scythe entirely in black because I thought this blue didn't really look all that nice. Let's have a look at the other half of Sandrock right now. Once again, fantastic white painting, which actually isn't as bad as I remembered. Kudos to my younger self, the white doesn't look too bad. And especially considering how I hate white nowadays. I mean, damn, not too bad. The yellow, on the other hand, well, it looks like I just threw a bottle of paint on there. Look at how nice it is. I really remember doing this because those yellow stickers were really pretty horrible. And yeah, like I said, it snapped there. So I'm kind of looking forward to finding Death Scythe, because this year I'm gonna be cleaning up that warehouse with my dad. So Death Scythe is bound to come out sometime this year, and let's see. Ooh, he's back in one piece again. Isn't that a dreadful sight? Oh, before I forget, the reason he has Death Scythe right arm isn't because I lost it, I still have it, but it snapped. Remember the old Gundam wing kits, how easy those pegs snapped? Oh man, and this polycapper is totally mauled because I had to try to get that peg out of there. Oh man, the memories. Back to the questions, and last one was Daniel Yatabe's question, so next up is Anderson. Well, since most of the questions I wanted to ask have been asked, why do you love Mayrin so much? Haha, sorry man, bad news, but that question has also already been asked. So pretty much, I love Mayrin because one, She definitely looks nice. She's cute. Really like the way she looks. Really like her character. She has a great personality. And talking about personality, as far as Gundam Seed Destiny goes, she has definitely the most character development of all the characters that I can immediately think of. So she's a nice character to begin with, and then when you put her in contrast with all the rest from Gundam Seed Destiny, she just jumps out tremendously. Next up, unfortunately, then Shaq on the Target 77. Do you watch Space Brothers anime, and what are your thoughts on it? Unfortunately, I haven't heard of Space Brothers anime. I'll check it out after this Q&A, and then I'll answer this one once again at the end. You know, I think I'm gonna have to do at this point a separate video because I've had some other questions about anime series, so definitely gonna have to construct the list and then make that the final part of this Q&A session. Moving on, Noble Guy 321, will you collect other Gundam series Gunpla like 00 or Build Fighters? If no, then can you review other Gundam series like Gundam Seed / Destiny? Well, other Gundam series really depends on what other Gundam series we're talking about. I will pretty much collect all of the Gundam series except for 00 and except for Gundam Age, and Build Fighters is, well, Build Fighters depends on the model kit. Some model kits I will get, like the Gundam Fenice, the new one that's coming out, I will get that one as well. And I can't pronounce that. Well, I kind of forgot what it was. Like a very difficult name. I can't immediately think of it at the top of my head. So Build Fighter is gonna be hit and miss. Like some models I get, like the Zaku. Oh my god, I wanted to call the Kuva Zaku. Fantastic. So yeah, the not Zaku, I will definitely get as well because that one's really awesome. As for Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny, yes, you know, since your question was asked 2 months ago, I think you've got your answer for Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny, because yes, I will be collecting those as well. Gundam Seed is always a series that I've definitely wanted to complete, but usually there was always a UC model that I wanted just a bit more. But I'm definitely going to try to get all the old high grades, and I'm also going to try to get all the 1/100 scale. So Seed and Seed Destiny are definitely series I'm going to collect. 00 is a no, Build Fighters is a maybe depending on the thing, Gundam Age is a no, and other than that, I think I'm definitely going to try to collect the other Gundam series like G Gundam. I would definitely like to collect those, the old 1/100 scales. Gundam Wing, definitely gonna go for those, though that's mainly due to nostalgia value. I would love to get, well, since I just showed you my old 1/100 scale Death Scythe, I'd love to get a new one and to really build it like I build things nowadays. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna do with other Gundam series. Moving on with Speed Striker's question, a 144 Zentradi carrier and its regular occupants is approaching your display room. Intending to obliterate your entire collection, you must assemble a team made up of 8 units from the model that you currently have to stop and destroy it at all cost. They will come to life and be able to fight at the machine and pilot's maximum cannon capacity. Which models will you choose? Well, let's think about that. So, considering it's the models that are coming to life, I guess first of all, bigger is better. So, my 160 scale Strike Gundam. Oh, and just to keep it a bit fair, I will only pick one of each model. Like, I won't pick 20 Freedom Gundam or something like that. So, number 1 is, well, I would go with the perfect grade Strike Gundam, but that doesn't have the agony. So I'm gonna go with the 160 scale. I think it's a no grade. Could be a high grade, but whatever. I'm gonna go with the 160 Strike Gundam with the Striker weapon system, since it has the agony, capable of doing a lot of damage. Then, since we're talking about bigger is better, my 148 scale Mega Size Gundam, the RX-78-2, of course, it has the extra Hyper Bazooka, so that thing's gonna be able to wreak a lot of havoc. So 2, then other 160s. Oh yeah, of course, 160 scale Wing Zero. We've got Hero as a pilot with the Zero system, and hey, it actually has an LED for the Zero system, so even more canonical kick-assery. And now let's see what else I've got. Well, I guess a Unicorn would come in handy, but the Destroyer can only be activated against the new type, so that's definitely going to lessen the power. Let's look around what else we have. The Excess Gundam might not be a bad idea. Yeah, X's Gundam, the Master Grade X's Gundam. Then, what else is there I have? Perhaps I gotta think about some 1/100 scale. Well, now the question is, what time is it? Are they coming at full moon or not? Well, let's not take the Gundam X then. So I have 4 of them, other kits I can use. Oh yeah, of course, 1/44 scale Hyper Mode God Gundam. Unfortunately, I don't have the 100 scale, otherwise I would have picked that, but that makes 5 of them. Then, oh yeah, my custom nuclear dagger, with the nuclear backpack. So that's definitely gonna be, that's super powerful. I mean, one blast and thing's probably almost entirely gone. And hey, it can use the other striker packs, so that's definitely a good one. The slaughter dagger, to be exactly. And then another one, Master Grade. You know what? To top it off, I'll go with the Master Grade Strike Noir. Because I could pick these Master Grade Freedom, but I would much prefer having the Strike Noir in the mix, because that one's much more awesome than the Freedom. And I much prefer Sven over Kira, kinda. So, those are my 7 Gunplas to defend all the other Gunplas. So, a very unique and creative question. Good job, man. Then next up is Dark Rukias, Haman Khan or Katajina Luce. Now my first instinct was to ask, in what aspect? But come to think of it, in everything that's positive, Haman Khan is definitely better. Better in looks, more badass, better pilot, better antagonist. Wouldn't call her a villain, so better antagonist. Well, that's pretty much, and in everything else that is good, Haman Khan owns Katajina Luce completely. Then Gundam 78, any chance of you getting and reviewing the Advance of Zeta kits? Definitely. I've almost bought a few of them in the past, but then always when I wanted to buy them, they were always out of stock. Once again, the typical unluckiness. I wanted to pick up a few of them with that. With the Action HLZ going on with the free join sets, I wanted to pick one up, but they were once again out of stock. Well, not out of stock, they were getting a restock, but the restock was going to take too long. So, well, that's a bit unfortunate. Moving up, Musha Gundam Mark III, favorite non-Universal Century Gundam. Well, technically already answered that one, so you know what, let's switch it around. Since you asked for the non-Universal Century Gundam, but I already answered that one, I'll turn the question into favorite Universal Century Gundam. And that's actually not that easy, thinking about it. Well, I'm currently leaning a bit in the direction of the Unicorn, the Banshee. The Banshee Norn, that's a pretty awesome one, but now thinking about Gundams, well, do we consider the Blue Destiny a Gundam? You know what, yeah. Now, I'm not really sure anymore, but I think the Blue Destiny is technically, oh no, wait. Yeah, now I'm really, no, that's definitely a Gundam. I guess was it, the Hazels had Jim Quell bodies, but yeah, now I'm sure of it. Blue Destinies were definitely ground Gundams, and Unit 1 just had his head replaced with an extra head. So, favorite Universal Century Gundam, I think is gonna be the Blue Destiny Unit 2, because the colors are awesome. Or, yeah, let's go with that, because unfortunately you can't really technically pick any of the Hazels, because those aren't Gundams. Then, favorite non-Universal Century Mass Production Mobile Suit, Dark Dagger L or Slaughter Dagger. Then number 3, you seem to know Japanese well. Are you fluent enough in the language to have an entire conversation in Japanese? Yes, depending on the subject. If we're talking about everyday Japanese, yes. My Japanese should still be good enough for that. And I could probably be discussing a few animes or talking a bit about Gundam anyways. You know what, let's put that to the test. Alright, so let's try to have a conversation with our good friend, the Strike Gundam called Yuji. So, whenever he's up, he's supposed to be speaking. さあ、始めようぜ。おっす、ユージくん。今日も元気ですか？はい、私は元気ですよ。ねえ、ウィンスリー君はどうでしょうか？あ、私も元気ですよ。じゃあ、ユージくん、昨日は何をしましたか？ 私はガンプラ作ったり、アニメを見たり、アニメを見ましたか？じゃあ、何のアニメでしたか？ガンダムシールですよ。そうか。じゃあ、ユージもガンダムが好きですか？はい、俺はガンダムが大好きですよ。ねえ、ウィンズ君の一番好きなガンダムシリーズは何ですか？私のは、多分、ゼータガンダムだな。そうですか。ゼータガンダムですか。いいですね。そうだね。ゼータガンダムはとってもすごいですよ。ねえ、ウィンスト君。はい。ゼータガンダムって何ですか？なんだ？冗談ですか？いいえ、知らないよ。いいシリーズか？あんたはガンダムが大好きですね。そうだよ。なぜ？じゃあなぜゼータガンダムが知らないのか。あれは、バカなことだな。そんなに大事なものなのか？そうだよ。とっても大事なのですよ。まったく。じゃあ、ユジコの一番好きなガンダムシリーズは何ですか？私の一番好きなシリーズか。絶対にガンダムシールデスティニーだ。なんだと？冗談ですね。多分。いいえ、冗談ではない。あんたは私の友達ではない。Yep, that just happened. Oh man, now I gotta subtitle the whole thing. Well, it was a fun thing to do. So, those are all of Musha Gundam's questions. Generic bad guy. First question, which announced kit, confirmed no rumors, are you most looking forward to in 2014? Well, this is the perfect time to answer that question, because just today I woke up, checked Gundam Guide, and what did they have? The 144 scale High Universal Century Zeta Plus A1. Yes! So that's definitely the one I'm looking forward to the most. Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that. Also, the Air Monster has been announced, which is also awesome. So I'm totally looking forward to the Zeta Plus A1. And it's even in the normal colors. Well, it's in unicorn color. But seriously, those are just the standard colors, which look much better than the Armor colors. Well, they look more realistic, let's put it like that. Then, second question, which mobile suit would you most like to see in Monster Raid? Gym Sniper 2. Totally. Then, Japanese Sandman. What mobile suit, Plow model, sorely needs an updated release? Well, let's see. An updated release. Well, I guess we could use a Hyzak with some more weapons. Oh yeah. Sharzaku 2 could definitely need an updated Hybrid Universal Century. Another model kit that really needs an upgrade. Now I gotta think here. Well, a lot of the older Seed models can use upgrades. The Duel could use an upgrade. Well, let's see, from others from Seed, of course, the Freedom could use an upgrade. Well, I guess the Dagger technically needs an upgrade as well, because that was a no grade. And let's see what else needs an upgrade. Well, oh yeah, of course, the Goof needs an update. But I think we're definitely going to get that one. So those are the ones that can immediately come to mind that need an update. So here's a question for everyone else. Again, what model kit do you think really needs an upgrade? But then let's keep it to, I would say keep it to high grades, because, we could go over all the old ones from the 90s. Those all need upgrades. To keep it serious, all of the old 90s ones. Well, from G Gundam, Gundam X, and Gundam Wing, those could all use updates. Quick jump cut here because I thought of a few more models that could really use an upgrade after I shot the entire video. So here they are, starting off with the Hybrid Universal Centuries. First and foremost, the Gyan. Obviously, it's a melee-oriented mobile suit, and the articulation was very weak. Let's put it like that. So, melee mobile suits really rely on their articulation to pull off fantastic action poses but the Gian totally falls short of this. Also, his beam saber, beam sword could really use a new blade, much longer, thicker, much more badass. That would be so much better. So the Gian could really use an overhaul. And the bad news for the Gian is, despite having appeared in the Gundam Build Fighters as a custom mobile suit, it looks like we're gonna get the Vulcan booster, or whatever it's called, not really sure anymore, but we're getting that booster as a separate kit only, so we're just gonna have to slap that on our old Gyans rather than getting a completely new remolded Gyan like we had with the Zaku, the Strike. So that's really unfortunate. Then the other high resilience entry is the Jim Quell. And don't get me wrong, it's not because it's a bad mobile suit, but because I want an anime Jim Quell. This is the Jim Quell from Advance of Zeta, and well, he doesn't have his normal chunky legs, and that's the problem I have with the Jim Quell. The legs are just too fat because they follow the Advance of Zeta one, and the anime legs are much more lean, mean, kind of like the Jim Custom. So that's really what I want. And of course, those hands, those hands, those hands. And moving on to the monster grades, once again, the Jim Quell, the Jim Custom, and the Jim Kai could use an upgrade for the same reason, and also for some articulation changes. Because with the Jim Kai here, and also Jim Quell and Jim Custom, their high-grade counterparts have better articulation. Specifically in the arms, they can move forwards and backwards. Not really sure if the Jim Custom or Jim Quell, it has been a while since I've had them, but the Jim Kai here, unfortunately, has no forwards or backwards movement at all. And then for anime accuracy, well, the feet of the Jim Kai are much too rounded and are not at all as they should be in the anime. And for the Jim Custom and the Jim Quell, it's even worse. But that's because they were trying to be more... Well, they tried to really show that the Jim Custom is the mass production version of the Alex, the NT1. So they took the legs of the NT1 and the feet of the NT1. So, and well, also the arms of the Jim Custom look like the NT1, like the Alex's arms, but not with the Vulcans in there. So I would really love to get anime versions in master grade form of those mobile suits. And then of course the Jim Quell once again followed on with the trend of showing, hey, the Jim Quell is a custom version of the Jim Custom and of the master grade Jim Custom. So because the master grade Jim Custom used the Alex's legs and feet, the Jim Quell also used those legs and feet. So I would love that. And the final one that really jumped to mind after the video is the master grade Zaku 1. The big tragedy here, is the master grade is outclassed in every single way by the high grade Universal Century. Of course, it's much newer, the high grade Universal Century, but it's still supposed to be a master grade. And pretty much all of the other Zakus have been made into 2.0s, but not the Zaku 1. And look at all the customs we have for that. We have the normal Zaku 1, we have the Black Tri-Sauce version Zaku 1, we have Rambaral Zaku 1, because hey, he once piloted a real Zaku. Those are just the model kits. When we look at all of the other guys who piloted Zaku 1s, I mean, Norris Packard piloted Zaku 1, and we can go on and on about Zaku 1. So there's so much potential for Zaku 1 molds and remolds, and when you look at all the small differences, I mean, the Rambaral Zaku is just another shoulder pad on there, and then more ornate heat hawk. So there's so much stuff to do, and the Zaku 1 really, really needs a 2.0, especially since all of the other Zakus have gotten a 2.0. So why not this poor fella? Well, we're just gonna have to keep on waiting for that and hope that it'll eventually happen, because Zaku 1 is a really cool looking mobile suit. And then number 2, in a fight between Haman and Mayrin, would you cry really hard when Mayrin gets killed, or just sort of hard? Really, 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 really hard. Number 3, mass-produced Keyblade really needs a release, doesn't it? Absolutely. And now we got the other one I could use a release as well in High Retributive Century is the other Mark II, the Q-Line Mark II, because I'm not sure, I think, yeah, Puru's Q-Line Mark II got the normal release, but Puru 2's Q-Blade got the limited release, which was played or something, so we could really use that one too. And Mass-Produced Q-Blade is fucking awesome, so yes, totally, man. We definitely need that thing. And hey, we're signing on a Unicorn, and we even signing on a Build Fighter, so I don't think we're gonna have to wait too much longer for that. Then, moving up, Bankai 1981, what do you think of the Cold District type Gundam? Cold District type Gundam? Wait, is there a... I don't think there's a Cold District type Gundam as far as I know. Do you mean Cold District type Jim? Or is that some kind of recolor? Well, if anyone watching this knows about the Cold District type Gundam, you know what? In the meantime, I'll look it up. Cold District type, I don't think that exists. So for the time being, I'll just talk about the Cold District type Jim. So the Cold District type Jim, I definitely like that thing. I've kind of completed the model, and so far the model is also really great, but the one thing I don't like is how they portrayed it in the anime. That's really for shame. Let's see, Jim Cold District type, Jim Cold District, Jim Cold Climate type, Jim Cold District type, nope, definitely Cold District type Jim. So, I really like that thing. Also, when you look at when you look at their history, they're actually really badass gyms. They did a lot of stuff. They were able to kill a lot of those high gogs before they made it into the anime. So yeah, really nice gym. And if there's a Cold District type Gundam, someone should definitely leave a comment down below, because I don't know about it. Couldn't find it with a quick Google search. So there we go. And then, where do baby Gundams come from? Well, when a male Gunpla and a female Gunpla love each other very much, they go to Bandai and request an SD to be made, and that is the Wonder of Gunpla. And then next question, Kion Kamon, who is your favorite organization in all of Gundam? Well, favorite organization, that's gonna have to be either the Titans or Londo Bell, and it sounds kind of weird putting those two in like the same group, but actually when you think about it, the Titans and Londo Bell are the exact same group with the exact same goals, well, with the exact same official goals. It's just that the Titans were a bit more corrupt. Also, the Titans look fantastic. I really like their uniforms. And when you look at all the Hazels and the gym types and the Gundam types they have, those are fantastic. Not really, I would say not really a fan of the Hyzax. It's just that I like the Hyzax. They just don't strike me as the Earth's elite forces, you know. They should have definitely kept with the gym quells. So, yeah, definitely the Titans. And I've always liked like elite organizations, especially with custom Ace mobile suits like the Jim Quell. It's a production mobile suit, but it's like a bit more of an Ace machine as well. So that's really what I like. Kinda like with the Jim Custom, it's still a mass production mobile suit, but it's also more limited production with an Ace feel to it. So also, especially with the Titans, they have some of the more smartly colored mobile suits like the Jim Quell, the Gundam Mark II. Those are all dark, which would be perfect for in space. When you look at the Hyzac, they're green. That's something you would expect in a forest. So they're definitely doing something right with the coloration of their mobile suits. And then Londo Bell, well, I don't think I really have to do a lot of explaining about that. Once again, they're an elite force. They're the elite of the Federation. They also have a lot of ex-AUG members, and I think, yeah, they also have a few ex-Titan members. And oh yeah, that Violent Custom Pilot was an ex-Titan guy. Even though I don't think he was. No, he was just a normal Federation. But still, Londo Bell is really awesome. Love the Jagans as well. Stark Jagan was awesome. So those are definitely two of my favorite organizations in all of Gundam. And I think that that's about enough for this episode. And yeah, I think we should be about half an hour now. So that's all for this time, and see you guys next time with part 7, hopefully a bit sooner now. See ya!